You are now listening to the CheatCoders podcast with Nats and Rat.
Yo, what's up? This is another episode of the CheatCoders, episode number 42, and we are here in Sydney, Singapore, and London. No, not London, in Crocut with Nats Blazing.
Where you at,
and
Nats?
Don.
Yeah, I'm in
stuff.
Poland. I've been in my room. I haven't seen shit. I've just seen my room, and that's all. What?
Croquet?
I don't know how to actually say it.
Krakow?
It's spelt Krakow, but I think it's Krakow. I don't know, man. I'm so ignorant.
That's your mission.
That's your mission for today, to figure out how you say it. Yeah.
I'll just walk around.
In the next episode, you can just let us know how you say these names. Because you're gonna be in Europe, so you're gonna be hitting all these cities that you don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah, man. Pretty much. Hey, that's it. I haven't seen anything. I got here hungover. Got in a cab straight to my room, and I ain't seen Poland, and I'm talking to you guys. Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
But I'm here. Yeah.
Day one in Poland.
I had to recover, dude. I'm so fucking tired. I got my tea. I feel normal again, but turbulent week. How's your week, boys? You know, it's been a week since our last episode.
Yeah,
Cheers to that. It was a good episode. I like this dynamic we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually I'd sit out. I'm like, nah, Siebes, Raf, get another guest. But I feel like we're getting momentum. So I'm like, I don't want to miss an episode anymore. What's up?
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah,
That's it. So, last week has been great in terms of CheatCoders stuff. We got the Sound Down Under hitting some good exposure, as well as Don's podcast lifting off as well. So, and then next month, we're gonna launch a new show. So it's gonna be
and it's a secret.
Awesome, man.
Don't tell anyone. We have a secret show coming. Don't tell anyone, Don.
So, my mission for today is not to roast Don this episode, because I feel the last few episodes, the highlights of those episodes were us roasting Don in different type of ways. I think he's initiated into this group, so
it's all
we're all
I'll try
now.
not to roast him.
Did I pass? did I pass the hazing ritual, guys? Did I pass?
Not really. So it might happen again. So we'll see what happens. Yesterday.
I want to put it out there that this week's been busy, and I've got a sore throat. That's why I'm extra, husky, and
you got the rasp.
Oh yeah,
a little deeper.
He's got the Barry White voice. He's got the voice to drop them panties and
love song dedications.
That's it. So yesterday,
this week,
speaking of penny dropping, Drake's album came out yesterday. What you guys think?
I love the segues. It's so organic. It's so natural now. Speaking of penny dropping, that Drake album though.
Did
you guys listen to it? Proper listen? Or?
Yeah. It's funny because we were talking about it, and I was so FOMO. I was so hungover when it dropped. But you guys were chatting in our group chat, and you're like. And Don couldn't resist. He was like a kid in a toy store. And then, you buy the toy, but you can't wait to get home. So you open it then and there. So the guy got Tidal. So you got, a Tidal account now or something.
I signed up
and
for
not even
trial.
he signed up. And you guys are talking about it. I'm like, fuck it. Who cares? I'll wait. Not even an hour. I get to work and it's on Spotify. And I'm like, hey, I'm listening to it now. It's pretty funny. It's a good album. It's a great album.
Yeah, it's a nice change because it's 19 songs or something, 20 songs, I don't know. But
did you guys finish start to finish the whole thing?
Start to finish, the whole double disc.
It's a good, man.
Because there's two sides, there's A side, the B side.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like the rap side and the more pop R&B side.
There's rap and trap and then R&B.
Yeah.
He does one track. He does one track that sounds like an 80s song. With trap
with the
instruments on it.
Is it the singing one?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about because that song touched my soul. But anyway, it was good.
Hey, you were saying in the group chat that this is speaking to me. It's touching my soul. You're like, you're
I feel like every album touches my soul. You've
been giving low key. This month has been amazing in terms of album drops. In 1 month we had a Kanye album, a Nas album, a Jay-Z, Beyonce album, a Pusha T album, and also a Drake album. We had the beef of Pusha and Drake, and this has been a really good month in terms of music.
Are we gonna hear the Nats Blazing album come out? Is that what we hear? The Nathan Blazin album.
I was supposed to send that to you guys.
Oh, well, we're supposed to get a preview of his mixtape, but he hasn't gotten around to it.
I just been a mess this week, man. It's all right. I'm back. I'm gonna get my routine back in place. I'll send it to you guys while I'm here. Actually, that'll be cool.
So, any standouts in the Drake album you guys want to talk about? Or any hot takes or any quick reviews you want to just throw out there just for the audience?
I didn't really want to talk about the songs because like there's a lot of music to consume, right? And it's only been out a couple of days. So like the first initial listen, it was immediate. I was like, this is a good album, but I'm still like getting things here and there. You can't really put a rating on something. I think it takes about a month or two cycle of listening again and again to give it a proper stamp of approval or whatnot. Yeah. But the first initial listen, I thought it was great the whole way through. And that's rare because it had so many tracks. I thought it'd just be like skip. I listened to the whole thing. Like that's very rare. I can do that. And I kind of like that the fact that it is a double album, so you don't think of it as a full complete piece. You just sort of see them in separate entities. Because I reckon if it was just one album because it's almost borderline 25 songs, they'll be like, nah, that's too much. Because you're piecing them as two separate pieces, it's kind of good that he has different moods for each side. One thing I wanted to address though, because I was watching an interview, like right after the album, I watched the interview with, I think it was, what do they got? Rosenberg and Ebro, those guys, the hip hop radio channel. And they were talking their first thoughts and all that shit as well. And I think Angela Yee or something mentioned about she really wanted him to respond directly to Pusha T. Like that's the hip hop fan in her. But a good thing that they mentioned, and I kind of agree with, it's like he acknowledged everything Pusha T did, but in a Drake way. Because a lot of the stuff, like the jabs that Pusha like put on him, like I think he could have made a diss track, but then it just, like you said, it could have gone both ways. It could have affected Drake more. Instead, he's sort of like, well, yeah, that was that battle, but like my response is I'm just putting out this hectic album and take it what it is kind of thing. And a lot of the stuff he acknowledges the kid. Even like it's just so honest how he met the mother. He's only met him twice and got her pregnant kind of thing. It's like almost like a vulnerability aspect to it as well. Like he's giving up that much information.
I think his line. I think his line was his line was, "I didn't hide my kid from the world. I hid the world from my kid." Like that.
And you kind of like, I respect that, man. Like, cool. Like he doesn't have to show and then he goes into topics about people that just like to post things to like that song. I think it's in Emotionless about Instagram people like.
Yeah, I think so.
It's all about showing, but really, when the phones are off, people are like miserable or not really all there kind of thing. It's all fake and shit.
Yeah.
So did Pusha T make this album better than what it was going to be? Or did Pusha T took away from this album because like maybe this album was the surprise as in like the unveiling of this
in Drake fashion, because Drake's style is what's the word? It's reactive. Drake is a reactive rapper. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff in this album he couldn't have done if Pusha didn't say anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? He couldn't have done it. Because, like, he probably may have not mentioned the kid at all, kind of thing. Yeah. Or, like, because he responded in a way. Because Drake's style has always been, like, then and there. It's in the moment, he is acknowledging things that have been shot at him or events in the current times. Whereas other rappers sit on things, they'll have a song, and then might release a couple months later type thing. I feel like a lot of the tracks he did must have been pretty recent to put it together.
I did feel as if the album was very defensive Drake, as in like he was like me against the world throughout the whole thing. It felt like a Tupac type of thing. Like he was very defensive about this. He needed to explain this, needed to explain that, and then even the concept of the album title called Scorpion. I think a scorpion actually attacks when they're being attacked. So it's a very this defensive type of vibe that's going on.
It's cool, man.
Yeah. That's kind of like my analysis of it.
I think in terms of your question, Raf, like if it's a better album because of Pusha T, I think people anticipated it more because of they wanted to hear him say, like, oh, will he put a diss track back to Pusha T? Will he talk about this particular issue. I think the fact that there was controversy and drama before the album probably made people want to hear it even more.
That's
yeah,
true.
definitely.
There was a lot of questions.
It was part of the
There was a lot
rollout.
of people waiting.
Yeah.
A lot of questions. Yeah.
Yeah, so from
Good
my
album.
experience and my perspective of the album, like for me, Drake albums I can't listen to throughout. Like I'm not like Nats, and I won't like all the songs or most of the songs. I'm more of the kind of person that like Drake songs in particular.
Yeah.
And then
I
when
agree.
the album comes out, I'll be skipping most of the thing. I've listened to it start to finish, and there, there's a lot of songs I'll do without. But there's, I just realized that. Oh well. I didn't just realize, but I'm more of a Drake, soulful Drake type of person. Whenever he's on a soulful beat, into that
Yeah.
vibe, then I'll just, I'll put that on my playlist and stuff. But
It's cool,
everything
yeah.
else, the singing stuff, I'll do a few of them. But the trap Drake, completely, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
Drake's
second
trying to
part,
please too
the
many
B-side
people.
better.
You
Yeah,
like the
there's
B-
that.
yeah, of course,
I like the
yeah.
B-side
Yeah.
better, but that's because I am
Yeah,
more partial
melody.
to the R&B stuff
course.
than the rap.
Of course, yeah.
I do like the rap. I do like some of the songs on the A side, but when I heard the B side, I was like, oh, okay, this is my
This is
speed.
more your thing.
Yeah.
Would
That
you
was your
say
lane.
the fact? Would you say the fact that maybe the reason why Drake albums are never too good? Because sometimes I feel like Drake's just trying to please everybody. Like he does the singing and the rapping thing, but he kind of merges it all. And sometimes the albums, like I could call this about pretty much all of his albums. Like they're the same but different. If that makes sense, like. Like
Well, you
he'll
said
just
that
have
he was a
tracks for
reactive
this-
person. You said he's a reactive person. So him trying to please everyone and him trying to be sure to explain and be defensive about everything shows that
Yeah.
he is a reactive person. So no matter what,
Yeah.
he'll always
It's gonna
try
be
to
all
please the whole
random.
crowd.
Yeah,
And
that's probably it, man.
Even this is it. 24 tracks, half rap, half R&B. He's trying to please the whole crowd. That's
He's
the,
trying to
I
that's
please
the
didn't.
everyone.
way
I
he
didn't
is.
hear any
Do you-
like club bangers in there. You know how like
Yeah,
one like one.
You know
dance,
which was dope, but
those
the
type of
only
bangers.
club, not really a club banger, but that track with Jay-Z, that song's so good, man. That
Yeah,
G's
that's a
me
good
up so
track.
much. That's a
Yeah.
mad track.
Oh no, that song, the song that I do, it really like that the one song is with the unreleased Michael Jackson vocal.
Yes,
on it.
That was cool. That was really cool. That's a dope track too, actually.
I was going through the
Fuck, they're
playlist
all
and I
coming
saw
back to
like featuring Michael Jackson.
Michael
I'm
Jackson.
like, oh crap!
Yeah.
I skipped straight to it and it works so well. I didn't think it would work. I thought it would be like a sample of just Michael Jackson's song, not part of the song, but it's actually a chorus that Michael's singing, and it works for that particular
Yeah.
song.
At first, I thought it was The Weeknd. I never saw the track list before I got into it,
Yeah.
and because I didn't want to get any surprises, or I wanted to get surprised. But then I heard that song. I thought it was The Weeknd at first, but then
Yeah.
I saw the song title. It had Michael Jackson on it, and I was like, oh, okay. So credits to The Weeknd for getting into that lane, making me feel as though it was him.
Yeah, I think
But
that's what. Yeah, he was like trying to.
he was like trying to,
Michael
always
Jackson.
trying to sound like Michael
yeah, I
Jackson.
think that's his vibe.
Yeah, I think that's
You're
his
right,
vibe
then
for
that's-
sure. You're right, then that's.
I think we lost Nats.
He's like plugging.
But we'll continue on. What was
Yeah.
your thoughts overall with Scorpion?
Yeah, man. I think
Yeah, man.
I
like
like the B
I
side
like
better
the
than
B-side
the
better than the
A
A side.
But I
think it depends on whether or not
I'm feeling some type of way. If I'm working out or something, then listening to trap, listening to hip hop is a little more my speed. But I was listening to it while I was at work. So I was trying to concentrate, but at the same time not be
too
erratic. If you know what I mean. So the introspective, soulful, crying to myself Drake style is easy listening. Drake is better to listen to when I'm working.
Yeah, I completely missed
Definitely.
all
I don't
that.
think he'll ever top his
It's all good,
yeah, I know. We're just talking about the album, but like
it's okay,
continue.
in terms of albums, his only albums that I can listen to start and finish and like a lot is So Far Gone and Take Care. They're the only two ones, but the rest have been like, oh, I like a few songs here, I'll just put on my playlist and then I'll listen to that
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah.
What about More Life? Did you like More Life?
No, that was an easy miss. So
I like More Life a lot,
man.
Well,
I don't even remember what was in the More Life. Well, like what tracks were in there?
Dude.
I know what you're saying.
I was like, which? Guess that song with Nathan Blazin.
You know what? That brings up another
game
topic.
show.
Like, I love it when people say, "Oh, don't you know that song? Passion Fruit." It's like, what? How does it go? Passion Fruit. They sing the song title. It's like, yeah, that's gonna help. They do that to all the songs, man. It's like,
fucking More Life had bangers, bro.
I remember.
Did it?
I
don't
remember
remember
being
any.
at an open mic jam in Sydney, and then someone was trying to sing "Superstition," but then by Stevie Wonder, and they didn't know the lyrics, so they were just going,
my God.
"Very superstitious, writings on the wall, very superstitious, writings on." Like, just kept repeating.
Reading it. That's embarrassing. This is why I hate karaoke, because I'm actually really bad at remembering lyrics. I can't remember my own lyrics.
Karaoke, you should be good because you're reading it.
Yeah, you got the.
That's the best thing
but
about
sometimes
karaoke.
you're drunk. You can't even see the screen. What's the point?
Yeah, but when you fuck up reading, then people will bag you out.
It's even worse. I can't do it.
It's like you can't
Karaoke is
sing,
not
you
my
can't
thing.
read.
Karaoke, I like being Raf's hype man. That's all I like to be. Because
When I'm drunk in this karaoke, I just go in.
Raf's all like, "Yeah," and I'm in the back doing this.
I think I'm Usher and shit.
Yeah, bro.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
I don't have one. I really don't have one. I'll do any Eminem song. The Real Slim Shady.
Yeah.
I actually only know Eminem songs. How bad is that?
It really depends on the crowd. If it's a white crowd, I'll put on "Sex on Fire" by what's the group again? Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
Because that's a cool song to bang out, and then the white people sing along. And then after that, We Are the Champions.
Yes.
But when it's Asians, you put out the R&B stuff. So I'll put in All My Life, and I'll get the Incomplete.
Cool.
Because if you put it,
like
and
the
then
Boyz II
I'll
Men.
put Let's Stay Together and Boys to Men.
Yeah.
You know, it really depends on the crowd.
all the ballads,
so
bro.
It's kind
All
of
the
like
ballads.
DJing. When you're like in control of the karaoke, it's like you're DJing. You have to suss out the room,
Yeah.
and then you play the songs that'll please them. So you
Absolutely.
know,
I'm not a big fan of karaoke because everyone expects me to sing all the time. They're like, "Yeah, sing. You can sing. Do karaoke." I'm like,
I reckon that's I can see that. I can
nah,
I can see where you're coming from.
And I
There's this expectation.
yeah, if there is karaoke, then I just want to have fun. Like I don't want to feel self-conscious about the way that I'm singing. You know what I mean?
It's probably why I have
you
dances.
just gotta make fun of
sometimes.
yourself, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just have to overdo your runs and just always singing falsetto. Just make fun.
Yeah,
just make
for
fun of
sure.
yourself.
Or I do like a song like singing like September by Earth, Wind and Fire, and just do
with the
the
Filipino
silly
accent.
falsetto.
Oh yeah.
And
Just go in. This is
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like
we should
I'd
have
go
done a
overboard.
karaoke
I'd do a whole
before.
set.
You have a whole
Like,
playlist. Yeah, karaoke.
No, I don't have a whole playlist. People just throw in songs and I do a whole set and perform. I did that for my birthday. I was just super drunk and that's
Karaoke.
Raf's birthday
then-
was freaking Raf's concert, man. No one got to go on the microphone. I got videos, bro. It was a
It
good
was
night.
great. It was great.
It was good times.
yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue to friend zone. So
I was about to do
gonna say-
it. I was about to do it. I was like, I'm gonna go in.
hanging out with friends. That's a good segue to the friend zone. Let's talk about
so
that.
I was waiting. I was
That's
like, I want to do this. I want to get in. And then Raf's like, that's a good segue. That damn it, he went in. Oh, good.
it's a battle to get the segue. This is that's what the whole podcast is. But me and Nats were having a conversation about probably like early last week, and I don't know. I forgot how it came about, but we just talking about like friend zone is such a good topic, as in like becoming
Never
friend
talked about
zoned
it.
or friend zoning. You can get some good stories out of it and good perspectives. So I just want to ask you guys: have you guys been friend zoned? Wait, like, what's the ratio between being friend zoned and friend zoning for you guys? And explain.
I'd say it's pretty 50-50 for me. Actually, let me think. It's a good question. We've all been friend zoned. It's obvious.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's obvious. Yeah, we're the type of people with friend zone.
Right, we should have said, no, it's never happened to us, nuts.
It's like I've never been friend
No,
zoned.
no, I don't know what you're
I've
talking
been
about,
to
man.
friend zone.
Never been friend zone.
You know what what I think it is? It's a ratio of well, do you guys watch How I Met Your Mother? Well, I know Raph does. John, do you watch that TV show? It's always
Yeah,
got
man.
some
Yeah, I
sort
love
of
that show.
relationship dynamic thing. But the episode about like how everyone is sort of on someone's tail kind of thing. Like whenever you like someone, that person probably likes someone else, and vice versa. Like whenever a girl likes me in the past, I'd be like, oh nah. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just goes around in a circle. But someday you'll have a clash and then they'll be like, bring, you both like each other. And that's how a relationship starts. And sometimes, you know, there'll be the reacher and the settler, and it's about bridging that gap. And maybe like you can find like a match and like find that, and it's like fairly even, and then you go from there. But most of the time it's like this. That's what I think it is. Like I realize most of the time I meet someone, they're like zero interest, and I think it's how humans or maybe even guys are designed. They're like, wow, she does not like me, I want to go for that even more kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Fucks you up.
Yeah.
You
And
want what
vice
you
versa.
can't have, basically.
Yeah, and I think it
Definitely.
goes both ways. It's not like a male thing. Like I feel like that's just what happens, you know. Like Raph knows my history. It happens all the time, and I feel bad sometimes. Like when you're younger as well, you're a bit more susceptible to, you know, you're just a bit more of a dick. You don't take people's emotions into consideration as much, and that's where you get people leading other people on. People like, oh, this person led me on, but really you do the same thing. It's just a whole mind fuck game, basically.
So you're pretty much saying that you're the friend zoner, like.
I didn't say that. I'm saying like
you've
we
been
all
explaining
are.
that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we all sit on both ends of the fence, and karma goes around.
I don't think there's any
How do you-
I don't think there's such thing as a friend zone.
What?
Hot take.
Please
hot
explain.
take.
Okay,
Hot
this is why
take
we
by
get you on
Don
the show,
Valix.
Mr.
Here we go.
I don't
Conflict.
think there's anything. I
All
don't
right,
think there's
Mr.
such thing as a
Valix.
friend zone. So
Okay,
Like-
continue.
it's
Just
just
debunk our topic.
it's just people not setting expectations and not understanding the expectations, right? So
Okay.
if I liked somebody and that person didn't like me, if I'm expecting them to like me, then that doesn't match the expectation. I feel like I'm in the friend zone because they don't like me, but I put myself there because my expectation of them is that they should like me. You know what I mean?
So you're saying
it's
friend zone is more of a
perception.
mentality, like
Yeah.
a self-inflicted mentality. Like,
Yeah.
okay, she doesn't like me, but so I've been friend zoned. So
Is what
Yeah.
it is.
You
So
put
it's a
yourself-
mental thing.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I do get
And-
that.
And because for me, I don't know the ratio. It's probably half. For me,
Yeah.
I've friend zoned some like people, and I've been friend zoned myself.
So there is a friend zone.
That's why I'm putting in quotation marks, friend zone. I had a really close friend in university, and you know one night she like we were at a party, and she was drunk, and she came up to me and she's like, Don, I love you. She was
cool.
like
I
telling
thought
me
something else. Sorry.
She was like, Don, I love you, this and that, and I'm like,
Whoa.
you don't love me. You just like you're looking for somebody, and I'm here. I'm like the closest thing to you right now.
Damn, this guy's
So
sweet,
you,
bro.
so it's like you don't love me. You love the idea of
Yeah.
me. One of those.
Wow,
You know what I mean?
guy- this guy's
and, like-
another level, man. Holy
and-
shit.
And because her expectation was, and I understand that it was a drunk moment, but her expectation was, if I tell him that I love him, then he'll love me back. But it wasn't like that. Like for me, I was like, I love you as a friend, but not as somebody to be, you know, romantically involved with.
Let me ask you. Let me question you this.
Yeah.
To get to that point, there must have been some sort of like build up. It wouldn't have been like overnight. She's just like, I love you kind of thing.
Like-
You must have. There must have been signs prior to that.
Like we were
in a
clo-
non-drunk
yeah,
state.
yeah. We were
Like
we
you
were
guys would
close
have been obviously
mates.
close friends,
Yeah.
but you probably never felt anything, and that person was more.
So
Did you detect it, or were you just oblivious to it?
So
Because that's the friend zone.
we
for
were
her.
yeah, we were really close friends, and there would be another person that'd be like, you guys are always together, you guys are always hanging out, you guys should date. And I think that put the idea in her mind. But whenever we talk about it, we're like, no, we're just friends. Like, we're like brother and sister, you know. But this one particular person was like, yeah, you know, put it in her head that it should be a thing.
You're no longer friends with this girl.
I'm still friends with her. We don't talk.
I'll give her a shout out.
Friends.
Nah, jokes.
Do you believe a serious question? Question. Do you believe
in life after love?
Thanks. Thanks.
Life after love.
Love after love. Wait, before I get too distracted, let me get my question up. Can guys and girls be actual friends, platonic friendships?
Yes.
No.
I don't know, man.
Yes.
So no from me.
And that brings me back to the next story. My friend, I probably won't say her name, but
shout her out.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout her out.
I remember meeting her and instantly feeling attracted to her because she was like, let's call her Shirley. I don't know.
Shout outs to Shirley.
Shout outs to
Shirley girly.
Shirley.
With the
so
curls.
When I met Shirley, she was like, she made a joke, and you know, when I got introduced to her, she's like, oh, my friend said, do you know Don, this and that, and she's like, yeah, I know Don. We've been dating forever or something like that. It was just some like silly joke, and the fact that she was like really, really comical and funny from the get-go, I was like, I like this. I like the fact that she's able to make jokes. I like that. And like we would talk on the phone for hours, like 2-3 hours at a time, and I felt like I was really, really, I felt like I liked her, like I was really, really attracted to her. And I remember saying to her one time, I'm like, you know, I feel like I have feelings for you, and she said, no, you don't. It's and
she plays the game pretty well.
I felt like that. I felt like that at the time, and I remember her saying to me, she's like, look, why do you think that we should go out? I don't understand. Okay, because we get along so well. She's like, but you get along so well with other people as well. Why does it mean, like, you could talk on the phone for hours with a friend of yours that's a guy, it doesn't mean you're going to date him.
I wouldn't talk on a guy for hours.
We talk.
Yeah, probably just
the three of
1
us
hour
for hours, guys.
Just 1 hour a week.
Hey, this
just
is
1 hour
different.
a week, yeah, exactly.
This is different.
But
okay,
so
interesting.
my expectation of it was that I was expecting a relationship from her. And I remember just being so caught up about it for years. Just years. I was like, this makes so much sense that we should be together, but why doesn't it work? And then do you have like...
No, that's fine. Just go. Yeah. Just keep going. Fuck it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I remember being so caught up about it and then thinking about it, and I thought, hang on, what is it that I like about her? Exactly, what is it? I'm attracted to her because she's strong-willed. She's someone who, you know, doesn't take shit from people, but at the same time, she's really, really funny. Physically, I'm not attracted to her, so I didn't understand that. And then I remember calling her and, like, you know, just trying to catch up with her after that. And I made the decision. I go, I can have her as a friend because we get along so well, because we talk so well, and we're similar, but dating won't work in that sense.
This raises another question, Don. Another question.
Yeah.
But don't you think the fact that you guys were such good friends, like, I'm not saying the thing, but don't you reckon that would make a stronger basis for a relationship?
Yes. Yeah.
So essentially, this girl, like, she couldn't see it because obviously saw you as friends.
Yeah.
But I know in your mind you saw like this would work out because, like, one, it's not even like a physical thing. Like some people usually in the honeymoon phase, or when you meet someone, some people meet, date, but then when there's problems or whatever, they go to a best friend, whether a guy or a girl. And sometimes it's weird. You're like, why do you share certain elements with someone that's completely platonic more than your significant other?
I don't. I think so. With my girlfriend and I, we are like best friends, and that sounds cheesy. And she's when she hears this, she's probably gonna like vomit and be like, "That's gross." But yeah, it works that way. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it won't. I can't have a best friend that's a girl. You know what I mean? I think where the problem comes from is when so Shirley, right? And so Shirley, she and I are still friends. Like we still keep in contact even though we're away. We're like, in different countries and stuff. Zoe, my current girlfriend, is fine with the fact that I talk to other girls. So it's more like, it's I just don't see a problem there. You know what I mean? Like where does the problem come from unless the person is intimidated or insecure about the other person. If my girlfriend was insecure about herself, then she would feel threatened by other women, but she's not. You know what I mean? That's why I don't think, and like, on the topic of roasting me, like Shirley, she basically
don't slip and say the real name.
Oh my slip. Can we cut that out? Just on the real. So Shirley would give me shit about the stuff that I would do to try to impress her, and I remember saying, when I caught up with her, she was like, "Do you remember buying me like a whole cheesecake?" And I went,
Game.
Yeah, I do. What's wrong with that? And she's like, "It was a whole cheesecake. No one's ever done that for me." And I'm like, "You said you like cheesecake, so I'll give you a cheesecake." You know what I mean? And she's like, "That's just it's."
Yeah, this is like a Ted and Robin complex. Hey, what do you think, Raf? Someone's been like in a Lily Marshall type shit situation for a while.
I don't know if it's
just. I don't
know if it's just me being in a relationship for more than 10 years or about 10 years.
Congrats, man.
But yeah, thanks, man. But to be honest, I don't have any female friends. Like, as in, like, I could talk to females, like, as a friend. But I don't have any friends that I could be like close to. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, super tight. We're gonna hang out all the time, like kind of like the boys. I don't have any friends like that. So, like, as in females, because I don't know. Maybe it's just the whole. I don't think it can work that way for me. As in, like, Shivy's. I'm gonna say the same thing. Shivy's my best friend, and she knows everything about me inside and out, and I just can't be bothered dealing with putting that effort into another female. So.
That's fair.
Yeah, like, I really don't believe in like platonic type of closeness of a male and a female. It goes different ways. You could either have Don's perspective or my perspective. Like, I can be friends with females in terms of we could, say, hey, we can hang out if, like, in a group setting, if we bump into each other, we, acknowledge each other and all that, but not in the type of way that Don would say, as in, like, talk to them over the phone for hours or
I mean,
or like
I'm in a relationship now, but like I don't talk to Shirley on the phone for hours now. Like, we'll still keep in contact, and when we do see each other, it'll be like we just pick up from where we left off. You know what I mean? It's not, and you make a good point, Raf, that you put all of this time and all of this effort into your relationship, and you don't have the time, and you don't have the effort to put it into someone else. So. That's a valid point, but I think you can still have friends that are the opposite sex and it not have to be a romantic thing. It doesn't have to be like a sexual thing.
Well, how about you, Nats? What's your say? Are you leaning towards my perspective or Don's perspective, or do you have your own?
because obviously I'm not in a relationship like you guys. So
well,
I'm
which is
kind of
good perspective.
Free reign here.
Everyone's my
Free
friend.
reign.
Look, okay, maybe the way I said it before was a bit too shut down. Like, you can be friends. I got friends that are girls. Zero attraction on my end as well. But I think what I was sort of getting at, when it gets to a point like the level of Don and Shirley, you're talking every day. Like, there's something there. And
Right,
if
right.
there's,
Right.
you know, if you get to that state, like, I have friends that are girls, quite a few, and I'm making a lot of friends now too. So if they're listening, it's not like I like ya because we're talking. You know what I mean? I don't want to give that impression. 'Cause this is a
Damn, shut
public
him down
forum.
straight away.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, if it gets to a point that what is the reason? Why are you talking to this person so much and actually investing time? Once again, it's time. We only have limited time in general as people. The time that we have in a day, like, we have work, we got careers, hobbies, actual friendships, like you guys as my friends, and family and whatnot, and whatever, and downtime for yourself. If you're giving a significant proportion of your day, daily, like, to just one person, and it's a female person, even if it's a guy, then maybe you're going swinging that way, kind of thing. But, like, in general, like, it shows something. There must be something there. You don't just do that kind of thing. That's just what I think. There's something there. And what I mean is, what happens is, if it's mutual, then that's bound to be something. It's either, or someone's leading someone on. Because, like, you wouldn't just be, like, doing that. If I start to see that someone's really wanting my time all the time, but I don't feel a certain way, I'd sort of turn it down a bit. I wouldn't be like, yeah, let's go on one-on-one dates, or dinner together, just us two, or let's go to the park and shit. But I have no feelings for that person, because that's sort of like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's heading that way if you're hanging that much with that person, kind of thing. So yeah, being a bit more considerate in that sense.
Yeah.
Vice versa. You gotta grow up. You sort of see these things.
Do you guys know what a fluffer is?
What's a fluffer?
All right, so this is so a fluffer is in the porn industry, right? A fluffer is somebody whose job is to keep the male actor hard. So in between takes, right? Now there's a reason why. Yeah, it could be girl, guy, which depends, whatever the thing. But the reason why I bring this up is there's this term that's called an emotional fluffer. Right, so bear with me, right? I'll tell you how it goes. So, say a guy and a girl are in a relationship.
Why is Nat's getting so excited about this?
I know, yeah. He's learning shit.
Alright, keep going.
So there's a guy and a girl in a relationship, and they're together, but emotionally they're not together. So the girl will go to another guy for that emotional support. That other guy is the emotional fluffer, you know. But she'll never leave her boyfriend for this guy because, you know, she's getting the best of both worlds. She's getting the emotional support from one guy, the emotional fluffer, and the rest of the relationship from her current boyfriend. That's what an emotional fluffer is. And I think that's what you guys are referring to, in the sense that, you know, where you invest your time is where it should be. So if in that situation, you know, you're spending more time with this person, but they're not supporting you emotionally, then maybe you should invest your time somewhere else.
Well said.
Interesting
point. A lot of insights here. Sorry, I'm
that was the only thing you took from that. Interesting. Fluffer.
Fluffer.
Where can I get one of those?
in emotional fluffing. Oh no, jobs in fluffing porn industry.
I think that's pretty much life. Like, everything, there's a fluffer for everything, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like there's the boys fluffer. You know, you need to let out the whole, you know, the boys type of thing with the boys, and then it's like, you know,
Hold on.
relationship fluffer.
I just want to clarify what you're saying. That you're saying that if when you want to hang out with the guys and just, like, you know, let loose. Just
then you have a fluffer for that. Hey, we're going by analogy.
Applies to everything, Raph. There's not a one size fits all type.
Exactly.
So that life is a fluffer. or life is a bunch of fluffers everywhere, because you can't get everything from the same thing. Yeah, there's no, you have to source your stuff out everywhere depending on your feelings. Emotion somewhere here, so you go to this particular food place for your food tasters, and you just keep going with the whole fluffing. I don't know if we're using the right term, but you get what I'm saying.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we should use that right term, but I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, you do tend to take from different things and different places for your needs or whatever you will, like what your wants are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Glad we can all agree, come to an agreement.
All the cheat coders listeners are gonna like go on Urban Dictionary now and look up fluffer.
All right, that's still gonna be the episode title for sure.
Emotional fluffer.
Just fluffer.
Just fluffer. All right.
It's like Flubber. Remember that movie, Flubber? But fluffer. It sounds weird.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue to something that I had in mind. I was talking to Tim from the Sound Down Under about something. We were talking. I just got into a deep conversation, and I realized I could eliminate racism by interracial dating. So Don, you're in an interracial relationship. I'm in an interracial relationship, and the whole thing with if everyone continues to do interracial dating, which is mostly in countries like America, Australia, the westernized countries, London. So if everyone continues to interracial date, racism is going to be eliminated, just because no one will be able to put stereotypes on generations to come, because everyone's going to be looking racially ambiguous into a point, and it's like, I don't know what race you are, and like everyone's gonna be beige. So we can't be like, oh, you can't put all the Asian stereotypes to a person that you're not really sure that they're Asian. Like, I get mixed up with my race all the time, and I'm full Filipino for some reason. And then if you continue, I don't know, it was just a thought. It may be invalid, but it's a good thought to just throw out there. But if we continue to interracial date, our appearance is just gonna look morphed into this whole new type of force. And like, no one will be able to pick out anyone. And then everyone's just gonna be like, I can't really. The only way it's gonna be racist is just people saying, oh, you have this type of skin, and then therefore you can't get this thing. But in terms of like everything else, into stereotypes, Asian stereotypes, Indian stereotypes, or like black and its stereotypes, it's just going to be all one-sided. Not one-sided, it's just going to be all blended into one whole beige planet.
Yeah.
Even though it could be like that in like 100, 200. Humans are just humans.
That's a lot of interracial dating we need to do to get there in like, 100,
it will happen.
200 years.
I'm contributing. Are you, Nats?
Is that? Well, I missed it.
I'm contributing to the elimination of racism by marrying an Indian woman. Yeah, are you, Nats?
I like that. I like that.
I encourage everyone to date outside their race, just to eliminate racism. Think of the children. I don't know if this thought is valid. I think it just came to mind.
I think that's a good ideal. That's a good ideal to have, but at the same time, like, racism at its core is someone thinking that they are superior to somebody else, right? That's what, in
terms of their race.
Yeah, because of their race, because of a particular attribute. If
everyone's beige,
if we were all the same color, all the same, like, let's say we were all blue, right? Everybody was blue. There's no difference in color. I feel like humans would find a way to discriminate or feel more superior than someone else because I speak louder than this person, so I'm better than this person. And it will turn into
prejudice is always going to be there, but racism will be eliminated.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Prejudice will still be there.
Yeah,
because like there's going to be prejudice no matter what. You're poorer than me. I'm superior than you. Like, but if we eliminate racism, then that's one less thing to worry about. You know?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Then we could be all what do you call it? We could all my train of thought just derailed. Sorry. Okay, that was
we'll all be one big
thoughts.
happy family.
Yeah, man, that's my aim, man. And like I previously stated in a previous episode, if we eliminate taste buds, we'll eliminate obesity. and we. So my train of thought is just, trying to get to that happy place,
Hey, you know what? It's good, but Raf's forward thinking. He just wants the best for the world.
You're a futurist. That's what you are.
Or I'm just justifying what I'm doing. I'm in an interracial marriage, so I'm just trying to justify it. Which I don't need to. I really don't care. But Don, you're in an interracial relationship, are you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, my girlfriend is Australian. Well, she's half Australian, half Dutch.
Yeah, how is it? As in
How's
terms
that?
of how is it? Like, how is it?
No, that no.
How is it? Oh.
Beats.
No. In terms of like, is there any obstacles you face that because you've dated your own race, as in like dated Filipinos, right? Is there any differences that you've experienced?
It depends on. So we're both Australian. Like I'm
true.
Australian, even though I was born in the Philippines. I am
grew up
more
in
Australian than I am Filipino. You know what I mean?
That's
and
true.
because I am ethnically Filipino, but culturally Australian, and my girlfriend is culturally Australian, we fit well because our cultures are similar. You know what I mean? And I think we were actually having this conversation. I actually had this conversation with her. She's not racist, but she doesn't. We don't see it as the race. It's more the culture, or you don't agree with a particular culture, right?
Fair. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example that's not racist.
Nah, it's okay to disagree.
Nah, go in, man.
Just,
like
you can say that I don't believe in not eating. Like I don't believe I could eat pork. I'll eat pork, but there's some religions or some races don't eat pork. But I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to say that I'm superior because I eat pork.
Yeah, for, like one thing, say during New Year's or whatever, like the color red is a good color. Just as an example, the color red is a good color in the Chinese culture. So if I didn't particularly agree with that, then I'd be like, okay, I don't agree with that cultural thing, but it doesn't mean that I hate all Chinese people. You know what I mean? It's more, I think people can sometimes get confused between race and culture, because in Sydney, in Australia, and I think in London and here in Singapore as well, someone could be ethnically one race but culturally another race. Like even if you're in London right now, Nats, you'll still be Australian. You know what I mean? And also a little bit Pinoy.
That's the Pinoy.
But it comes to a point where your parents are, they're full Filipino, and her parents would be full like Australian and Dutch.
Yeah.
So in our future generations, they're not going to have any problem with interracial dating because everyone's Australia under one umbrella. But we're in that little like middle ground transitional period where our parents have their own ideals, and they're so used to dating within their own race, and they think about the future as like, which religion are you going to raise your kids in, yada yada yada. And there's this whole bunch of stuff that you'll experience in that transitional period, like meeting the parents for the first time, and there's going to be like discussions of like trying to get onto a middle ground in certain things, because like I'm in a relationship where Shivi's Hindu and I'm Catholic, so her parents have particular beliefs. My parents have particular beliefs, and just because like we're like the first generations Australians, so we're all Australian and we really don't care. We have our own culture, but we have to kind of go through these obstacles of our parents as well, because like they're fresh from the other countries and stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, Nats,
you're right.
Okay?
Nats.
He just froze.
Yeah, I think His connection went krakow. All right. Hear that? I'm just gonna pop another lozenge because my throat is sore. Yeah, man, I hear what you're saying, and I think it's a really good ideal.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from to like, because like we're all Australians, so it's not an issue. But
Yeah.
at the same time, there would be some issues, obstacles you had to face, as in like, you know, like probably even the smallest things. Like she'd probably be like, "Oh, you eat rice all the time? Can we not?" Or like, you know, find a middle ground, because you are even though you're Australian, you are slightly inspired by the culture that you're raised in.
Definitely.
So.
And I think an example that I have, my ex-girlfriend was half Australian, half Filipino, but I think culturally she was more Filipino. You know what I mean? So when it came to, and the example of rice, when it came to wanting to like, say eat healthy, and I go, hey, maybe eat less rice, the idea for her would be like, that's crazy because Filipinos are meant to eat rice for every single meal. You know what I mean? That there was conflict there because of that culture of eating rice all of the time. If you know what I mean? I'm trying to use it as an example.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to, you know. No, I'm trying to think of it. Like, I know that in the future that I'm gonna have to be able to go through obstacles of our children. Like, what religion are they going to be raised in? So we're going to have to try to find a compromise in that way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it won't all matter. All that matters is that they're healthy and all good.
Yeah.
But but it's going to be an obstacle because of our interracial dating. I mean, relationship.
But here's a question though. Like, would you want them to have a particular religion? Would you want them to be Catholic, or would you want them to decide for themselves?
I want them I want them to be raised in. Shivi and I discussed this, and I don't know. I'll just give a brief outline of it. We want them to understand both religions.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and go through the whole, not go through the whole thing, but understand what each beliefs are. And then when they're old enough to choose, then we'll let them choose. If they want to be Hindu, they can be Hindu. If they want to be Catholic, they can be Catholic. I really don't mind either way, as long as they're happy and they're good. And that's pretty much it from our end. Like, we're gonna show them the two things, or even more, whatever, and they could decide. I think that's just more of a forward way to think about it, and more, very compromised that way.
It's a really pragmatic way of looking at it, because you give them all of the options, and it'll be up to them to choose.
Yeah, I don't want to force anything towards them, especially like if it's going to ruin like a relationship or a family. Yeah. Rather than doing that, just give them a choice.
All right. Here's a question, and I'll take it on to a different tangent. And it's a question for you as well, Nats, if you can hear me. Like, if you have a kid, would you want them to do music? Like, would you, if that was something they didn't want to do, would you force them to do music? Would you want them to be a rapper or something like that?
I'd give it a shot. I'll see if they have a creative bone. If they have a creative bone, then I'll cater to it. I'll like if they have a musical bone, I'll give them piano lessons. If they have if they're business minded or they're like very smart, then I'll give them tutors and stuff. So I'll always be with the flow. I'll go with the flow, find out what their talents are and what we can build.
Nice.
But I won't force anything. I'll try not to force anything. Like, I'll eventually be too much. I reckon I will be. Like, oh, you're just being too much, Dad. You just why do you have to do this and do that? Why do you have to give me a whole band set? Like, who are these people? Why are they my bandmates? I'm just like, it'll come to a point because I'm just too excited. Like, I just wanted to cater to everything. Yeah, I think that'll be the natural reaction I'll give.
Yeah, I think if I had a kid, I'd be like, even if they were a boy or girl, I would want them to learn how to box or like learn how to fight. from the get-go. As soon as they
which
could
is a
walk.
good idea as well, because then self-defense,
Yeah.
in case of shit going down.
Yeah.
But
What was the question again? Like I got it, but like I was just trying to fix my sound.
Good, man.
You mentioned particularly music, right? Is it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you think it's a hard gig? Like, you don't want them to go down that route?
So
or is
you're-
that what
no, it's because you're you yourself, you're a musician. Like,
Yeah, you're a
you have all these parents trying to live their dreams through their children, type of thing. It's like, oh, I got a musical bone. Maybe they do have like a talent for it. Like, that's probably the first thing you'll try and find out. Like, when they're 2, you give them a piano set just to see if they're talented, and if they'll go with it. So it like.
as a child, like everyone's so different. Like certain traits, like sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But like my parents have zero musical background, kind of thing, and it happens all the time. Like I think when you're a kid, like even up until you're a teenager or even up until uni, some people don't even know what they want to be. Like you'll find little hobbies here and there, and that's what life is. You're gonna keep finding different things. But more importantly, when you're at a young age, when you can't really think for yourself, there's just my ideal for kids. You give them the best opportunity you can to really explore themselves, because that's where you're just finding yourselves. Like, put them through sports. My parents tried to get me through the heaps of things. They tried to get me to play basketball. I cried, so I didn't go. They tried to make me swim. I'm not a good swimmer, but I thank them for that because I can swim. But I can't say I'm the best swimmer. I was always last in the swimming carnival, and they just kept putting me through things. But eventually, I found music myself. And the one thing you can do, the best thing you can do as a parent is nurture that. If you see a child that this makes them happy, you don't want to force your own shit onto them because that's what you did. Everyone has different qualities, strengths, or whatnot. And what I'm thankful about my parents, with Asian parents, usually it's quite traditional. Go to uni, get good marks, do this. Right after high school, I got the shittest HSC mark and I was rapping. And then my mum found out about my rapping through a family friend's mum. Something way off, like I didn't even know. And then they were like, hey, your son raps. Like my music got so out of my bubble that she had to find out from someone else that, nah, you got the wrong person. My kid doesn't do shit. He's got no talent. They didn't say it like that. That's just me, how I say it. But like they were just so shocked. And the moment my mum realized I was in music, she was just so supportive. And that's the sort of, I guess that's the ideals I'm taking because both my parents have always been supportive. My dad's he's very quiet, but he's never said, nah, that's the wrong thing to do. He's like a quiet type support. Like, yeah, he's doing his thing. As silly as it sounded, like you finish high school, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to rap. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's just what I think. You can't really, you sort of, he's a kid, let him see the world and go for it.
I like that. It's parenting advice from Ninong Nathan Blazon.
From the guy that has no relationship, not married, really bad with kids.
Yeah, you still got your head on your shoulders.
Still got his
your
head on my
brain's still
shoulders.
working. It's all good, man.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's all. Sorry, it kind of went explosive there. I feel like I had to catch up because I was like not present for like 10 minutes.
That's all right, man.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Right. Yeah.
But like, is there anything else that you wanted to bring up, or we could just end it there? We went pretty deep this episode.
Yeah, no, it was pretty deep. Going deep with the cheat.
I was actually while all that was happening, I was actually really like interested because I did want to ask Raf, but obviously you guys already went there about the whole how does it work with the two, because the cultures are so different kind of thing as well. I know my parents have faced a lot of hurdles because like my dad's Christian, mom's Catholic, and some people just say it's the same thing, but it really isn't. And like at the end, they're together and they make it work somehow. But it can be very difficult, especially for upbringing kids as well. So it's good that you touched on that, and it's great that you guys have that. I think it's a more modern view of how people see things because back then you just wouldn't see that. It just wouldn't happen, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like because of multiculturalism, everything has changed. The way people are raising their kids has changed. The way people act in certain situations changed. It's because now all cultures have been is in one buffet and all mixed up in a stir fry type of thing. And we just have to be able to work our way, go through the new thing, which is compromise, and that's the way we're going to live life. If we choose to live in a multicultural society, then compromise has to be one of the top things that we have to do.
Yeah.
Or else nothing's going to work. Or else, because then you're just going to have trouble and difficulty going through life. And if you continue to have that mindset, it's just like this and that, because my parents who are raised in another country with their ideals is this and that, it's gonna be tough. But it's not bad, as in, like, if you do stick to your own, if you do married in your own race, and good on you. Like, I'm not encouraging everyone to, well, I was before to interracial dating, but like I'm just saying, like, whatever makes you happy. But if you want, in terms of not only in relationships, in terms of life in general, if you're going to be in a multicultural society, then compromise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because there's going to be like a lot of conflict if you just want to sway in one direction rather than the next, because like everyone has they're coming from different backgrounds and different beliefs, and you can't just be like, no, that's wrong, this is right. You're going to have to be like, all right, where's the middle ground for this? And let's just go that route. There's no one way to go through, go to, like, say a suburb. There's always different directions to go to.
Yeah.
Rather than,
we got to be open. We got to be open to different things. Yeah. I like
definitely.
That. I like this, guys. I like that. I like the cheat coders trying to solve world problems. I like that.
Yeah, man. And racism, just date outside your race.
What's that song? We are the world.
We are the beige. That's what it was. That's what we are. The beige. We don't know our race. The stereotypes will never work, 'cause that's not racist. We date outside our race. Filipino Indians, and we will never look the same again. Yeah, so
I think Raf's gonna do some karaoke now after this.
See you at the karaoke.
And it all comes around full circle, doesn't it?
Full circle.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end this podcast right now. I'm just being called. I need to start dinner, so I'll catch you guys later. All right. This is another episode of the Cheat Coders, number 42. Where can I find you, Don?
You can find me if you Google Don Valix, Valix, or the new brand is Don Doing Stuff on Instagram and on Facebook. What about you, Nats?
Nats Blazin on Instagram. I think it's on Facebook too, but I go by Nathan now.
Nathan Blazin.
Nathan Blazin. And you can find the Cheat Coders at Facebook, the Cheat Coders, or at its Instagram at the Cheat Coders, or YouTube, the Cheat Coders, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Android Podcasts, and check out all the other stuff on the Cheat Coders network. And that'll end the podcast right now. Everyone enjoy your day.
Cheers.
Peace.